So how can a woman be productive when she's deprived of everything? A woman is not deprived of everything. That's a big lie. And we have to stand up and say that this is a lie. So a woman is either married or unmarried. If she's unmarried, may Allah Azza wa Jal make her married. May Allah send a righteous, practicing, rich, handsome, knowledgeable, kind husband to her as soon as possible. But meanwhile, her greatest responsibility is to take care of her parents. So she is productive once she takes care of her parents and does her utmost ability to improve her society and community within what is accepted in Sharia and in norms. An unmarried woman can teach, can preach, can work in relief efforts, can work in da'wah, providing that she does all of this away from men. So she can teach her siblings, her cousins, her nephews and nieces, her the children around her, or her womenfolk. Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, the mother of the believers, and all the mothers of the believers and the wives of the Prophet ﷺ, did not teach men, never had a halaqah in the masjid. They limited the teachings and preachings to women. And they managed to have a lot of women tabi'een learn from them and convey this knowledge to their husbands and their mahrams, etc. Nowadays, unfortunately, we see lots of women da'is, or scholars as they like to call them. And the sister doesn't cover her face. Half of her arm is showing. And she is addressing men and women on videos, on YouTube, and sometimes sharing the same table and platform and stage with non-mahram men. And I'm shocked when I see famous da'is sitting with a famous woman da'iyah and they're talking about Islamic issues. Wow, that's great. Then what's next? And they crack jokes and yani mashallah is so brotherly and sisterly. Yani mashallah, mashallah, what a beautiful religion. Hey, what are you guys doing? Is this halal in your religion? Akhi, come on, don't be extreme. You're an old grandpa, you don't understand. We don't have these emotions. Oh, castrated. What do you mean by you don't have emotions? You're a man and she's a woman. And the worst thing is not that you're a man and she's a woman. The worst thing is that the people looking at you saying, okay, if Sheikh so-and-so is okay with that, then it's okay for me to sit with my female cousins and with my sisters-in-law, and we're like them. And this is where Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde comes into reality. A productive unmarried woman can be productive in her community. I know sisters that have circles of Hifz al-Quran with 40 and 50 other women, 4 or 5 times a week. She has classes in Aqidah exclusively for women, not even recorded. No one can hear it, only those who attend. They have classes in fiqh, and some of them even call me. I have students that I have never seen in my life. They call me, and for so many years, I've been teaching them on the phone with strict adherence to the Sharia. Not even, how are you? This is haram. We don't do this. Assalamu alaikum, alaikum salam, Sheikh. What's the ruling on so-and-so? I explain, she takes it and teaches it to others. This is how the Prophet used to do, alayhi salam. Not what we see nowadays. So an unmarried, productive woman can do wonders, providing she exclusively does this with those who are women like her. As for the married woman, her greatest role and job description is to take care of her house, her husband, and her children. And if she manages to do this alone, she will get the highest levels in Jannah. Imagine, Mother Khadija. How many hadiths did she report? None, or maybe one or two. Mother Khadija, how many classes did she conducted to other women? We don't know of any. Yet she is one of the 4 highest degree and levels of women of Jannah. She is the mistress of the women of Jannah. Why? Very simple. She took care of her husband and her children. The Prophet ﷺ told us that Jibreel gave her the glad tiding of a house in Jannah made of a pearl that has no hardship and no loud noise. This is what she gave the Prophet in dunya. Whenever he came home, he would not work at all. And he would not hear noises and shouting and nagging and bickering at all. It was a safe haven for him. She raised his children, 4 beautiful women. And look at one of them, who was Fatima. And Fatima also is one of the 4 mistresses of Jannah, which shows you that if you take care of your husband and your family, you'll be in their level on the Day of Judgment. A woman who's married is not ordered to go and make jihad. She's not ordered to go and in the markets and say things and do things. The Prophet said, if she prays her fard, fasts her Ramadan, protects her chastity, and obeys her husband, she will enter the Jannah from whatever gate she wants. Only 4 things. Women, we have so many things on our bucket list that we have to fulfill. Otherwise, life is difficult. And a married woman can do wonders in producing a generation. It is the most difficult task and job. We men think that, yeah, you're sitting home doing nothing with the kids while I'm working and I'm suffering with my bosses and colleagues and people on the road cut on me while driving, and we're shouting and fighting, and the tenants not paying the rent, and the landlord wants his rent. People who I borrowed from are following me. People are cheating me in the market. You have nothing. That's a big lie. And a big misrepresentation of the truth. I, as a man, cannot stay with one of my children for more than an hour or 2. And then I lose my sanity. I cannot carry a child for more than 10 minutes. And then my strong biceps get weary and tired. She does this 14 hours a day. But we don't seem to notice this. If a woman dedicates her life to her house and children, she will make a generation that would become unbeatable. Look what Ash-Shafi'i's mother did to him. Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Sufyan al-Thawri, Rabi'atul Ra'i, all great scholars of Islam. The sole person who brought them up Islamically, financed them, took care of them, was their mother. Most of them were orphans. It's the mother that is the one who takes care of her children. And she manages to make them real practicing Muslims or actors and singers and people of no use at all. When she sits home with her children, making them memorize Al-Fatiha, teaching them the pillars of Islam, saying to them how to read Surah Al-Mulk. I know women who used to spend half an hour or an hour before bed every single night reciting to her children Surah Al-Mulk until they memorized it by her recitation. They memorized Ayat Al-Kursi. When they're 3 years of age, You ask them, what are the pillars of Islam? And the child says, La ilaha illallah, ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, iqamus salah. At a very young age, only a mother can do this. And this is the most productive thing she can do in her life.